everyone, it's Gunny here. I posted on YouTube my first video yesterday. I was quite nervous about it, but I did. But today, because as I say, I was to start doing this. Yesterday I spoke about how I lost my granddad a number of years ago. Today I'm going to talk about losing my aunt a few years ago. She died back in 2009. So July is a bit of a challenging month. 19th of July to be exact. That's when I lost my aunt. But I was very close to her. I used to go on holiday with her 4 times a year. I was quite lucky to have an aunt, to the one that I had. She worked very hard for what she got. She done overtime so we could get the extra money to go on holiday. Yeah, so when I was at school, a lot of my friends at school said, "Oh, you're lucky to have an aunt like that, to go on holidays as many times as you do," which I think I do count myself lucky, because she worked very hard so we could go on all of these trips and stuff like that. But I was very close to her because I spent a lot of time with her, and to lose her the way we did it was quite sudden actually. She passed away at home, very shocked and very sudden. We didn't know it was coming. That we were gonna lose her. But when we did, it was like the world just stopped and the floor just opened up beneath me and just sunk me down. That's what I felt like when we lost her. But yeah, she was very tall. She was like 6 foot. She was a very tall lady. But she was there a lot for me to but when we lost her, it's like that one person is the glue for everybody, and she sort of stuck everyone together. And then when she died, it just went all feather, it all come apart, and everything changed because she wasn't here. And then everything changed because, like I said, she wasn't here to hold anyone together, and she was like the one person, put that one thing in the middle, either side of us. She was like the glue, and then when she died, it just went come unstuck. That's what I felt like. She come unstuck. Everything come unstuck. But yeah, I thought I'd come on, talk about how it has been challenging, very challenging, about losing her. Like I said, it was a shock to lose her. We didn't know it was coming. Didn't know that she was unwell. So that was more difficult because we didn't see it coming. We didn't even know anything. We didn't even know something like that would happen. And like I said before, nothing prepares you for something like that to happen. Even if you know it's going to happen, you just don't know when it's going to happen. But it's just the fact that it was all of a sudden. Yeah, so yeah, it's just, and when she first passed away, it was a struggle. It was a struggle for everyone in their family. It was a struggle because I wasn't really myself. I just like keeping myself to myself, and I didn't deal with it very well. Didn't get help for it either. I still haven't. Still dealing with a lot of stuff, and when you sit there and think back, some of it does probably come from that, because I haven't really dealt with it, but I dealt with it in my own way. Probably not the right way, but there's probably no right or wrong way to deal with things like this, but it just depends. You're close, it's a family member, but when you're close to somebody, really close to somebody, you spend a lot of time with them, you know, I was like, it is difficult. So July is a very difficult month, because it's when July comes, the 1st of July comes, it's like, oh, this is the month I've been dreading to come every year. Even though it was back in 2009, it's still, July is still a difficult time, especially the 19th of July. I always go over to see her, over to the grave where she's, decorate it, clean it up a little bit, especially with the bad weather. I always like to spend time over there on her birthdays and anniversary. Yeah, so, but like I said in my other video, I mentioned my granddad as well, so that's why I'm doing this video, remembering my aunt. And then the next day will be about somebody else. And like I said, all of these videos that I'm going to start doing is going to be all about different things. It's not going to be focusing on one thing. Majority of it's going to be like how I'm dealing with things that's happened, and then just probably little odd clips here and there that I'm going to start doing. So yeah, it was difficult and very challenging. Still is to this day, to be honest. And we're in 21. We're in 2021, and it was back in 2009. So it was a very long time ago. But you don't ever forget about anybody. And I do have some days and have moments where I could just sit there and think about it and think about her. So it is very yeah, you know, it don't get any easier. It doesn't feel like it gets any easier anyway, but I always try and think of happier times now that we used to, like when we went on holiday, things like that. But yeah, so, and then there's some days where I wasn't in a good place at all. I just wouldn't eat, wouldn't do anything, just sat there and not say anything, just sit in silence. Or sometimes I like to be on my own. Sometimes it's good, sometimes not, because you think about things, you think about the bad things, and I always think about, you can't help it, but I try now and think about the good memories that we had. And sometimes I always put a smile on my face, because she always used, when we went on holiday, she always used to take a travel kettle, and she loved her tea, absolutely loved her tea. She always took a travel kettle, put it in my suitcase, not her suitcase, my suitcase, and I always have to make her tea in the mornings. But she was just, that's what she was like. It was quite always had that travel kettle. And she also had sometimes put a travel iron in there. The travel iron. But the main thing she always used to remember is her travel kettle. That's what she always used to remember. But yeah, I always think about good times like that, and I'm still dealing with it now, like probably most people are, really. It doesn't matter how, I always think it doesn't matter how long ago it was. If it was a number of years ago, or it was 2 years ago, 3 years, it's still, you still affects you. So yeah, so that's my video for the day. Or until later, you know, I might put 1 or 2 a day up here. I'm, you know, just going to go for the 1 for now, see how it gets on. Yeah, so thank you everyone, and I'll speak to you soon.